So, a lot has happened since I made that video on Thursday. Remember those good old days? Back when we were debating whether or not Hungrybox deserved his spot at Smash Summit 6? Ah, the good old days. Back before everything that just happened. Well, there is no Smash Summit anymore. Smash Summit 6 will be the final summit. Ever. BTS Beyond the Summit is disbanding, so yeah. Kinda makes it funny in retrospect that we were even debating Hungrybox's Summit spot at all, since at the time, none of us even knew that Summit as a whole would be going away. What a tragedy. But you've likely all heard about that already. You've also likely heard about the Steve tech that took everyone in the community by storm lately. There's a lot of discussions and videos coming out from top players on whether or not Steve is ban worthy, or if he should be banned, and etc. But this video is slightly different, because all of these other videos are ifs. They're hypothetical, open-ended. But the truth is, that's kind of misleading, because the Steve ban has already happened. So naturally, I'm not talking about any worldwide ban of Steve in competitive play, yet. But here's the truth. All of these videos and tweets are talking about hypothetically banning Steve, but locals everywhere are already taking the initiative. In fact, in my region of Kansas City, Steve is fully banned. Not only that, Steve is fully banned in all of Kansas and all of Missouri Smash tournaments, making Kansas, and then Missouri, the official first and second states to issue out official statewide bans. There are, of course, bans across multiple states, the full list you're seeing on screen now, but nothing like the statewide bans that we've got here. On top of that, we've seen Sweet Spot 7, a regional happening in Kansas this week, explicitly state that they're going to be banning the new Steve tech, and if I'm correct, this weekend will be the last time that Steve is legal in the KC region, unless something changes. There's also Honeypot 5, which is the first regional to officially ban Steve, upping the ban level from the local to regional status. And then, to top it all off, Collision made a statement. The tech is banned at Collision 2023, with a game loss if you're found using it. And then, after Collision 2023 ends, Steve will be banned at all Collision events. So, you may ask, what's the point of this video? Steve's been banned, everyone knows it, and things are looking interesting. Well, I wanted to come forward with an angle on this situation that I'm not seeing anywhere else described yet, and it's very concerning. Here's the deal. I would wager that there is a 0% chance that Steve doesn't get a nationwide ban. After so many scenes have finally pulled the trigger and banned Steve, I don't think there's any chance of them changing their minds and going back to Steve. But what if he doesn't? We've seen regionals, locals, and even major tournament series play with the idea, but it's still highly controversial. Whether Steve is banned or not, there's one outcome I think we as a community need to avoid no matter what. Having a split rule set. Now, I'm not talking about stage lists here, God knows we'll never agree on that, but imagine a future for Smash where Steve being banned or legal in a tournament is entirely based on where you live. What if there are two Smash Majors, and Major A has Steve legal, while Major B has Steve banned? Are Major A's results somehow invalid if any Steve player does well? Is Major B simply barring Steve players because they don't like them? What about overseas? Imagine a world where the United States bans Steve on a nationwide basis. What if Japan decides not to? What if Europe decides that those Americans are just being dramatic again? It's not like we're known for being rational, you feel me? Inviting Akala or Maze Beans or any overseas Steve player to America would simply not work because we don't allow their character. And what if Americans go to their countries instead? In a world where we've banned Steve but no one else has, how are our players supposed to get matchup experience? All I'm saying is that no matter what, the entire world of Smash needs to come to a consensus. Whether Steve gets banned or not, we all need to agree on it, or at least all the TOs. Because a game that have different rules based on where you live is uncompetitive by nature, and Smash needs to avoid that if it wants to retain any semblance of being considered an actual esport. And really, that's all I have to say on the matter. I could go on and on and on about whether or not I think he should be banned or not be banned, or if I think the tech is practical or niche or useless, or a number of other topics, but at the end of the day, what I say really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, and likely nothing that you say will matter either. Unless you're like Gimmer or something, in which case, hi, I liked this tweet you made, it was a banger. Anyways, the reason I say that your opinion and my opinion doesn't matter anymore is that this issue is out of our control now. When that one clip of the Steve tech was posted on Twitter, no one expected it to blow up quite the way it has. Sure, it may have been in our control when we were discussing it on Twitter and making funny jokes, and maybe it was still in our control when locals started banning him, but now? The majority of states in the country have at least one scene that has banned Steve, and at least 2 states have statewide bans. Regionals are following suit, and soon, this will be in the hands of major organizers. The people at the top, who organize and make events like Genesis or the Big House or any other Smash Major happen. This has grown far past any of us. And no matter how long we spend debating the ban or the tech or the character, it doesn't matter, because it's not up to us anymore. I'll end the video with 2 sentiments that I think we, as a community, need to keep in mind. First things first, we're all humans here. No matter what your stance or how strongly you feel about it, remember to hate the character, not the player. People sending Steve mains death threats or salivating at the thought of them not being able to play their favorite game anymore, that is a bigger problem to this community than Steve ever was or will be. I hope you all keep that in mind. And the second sentiment I'll end with today is something that I shared on Twitter. And that's that I really wish it hadn't come to this. Smash is a special game because, among other things, it's a celebration of all gaming. While character bans are common in esports and fighting games and shooters and strategy games alike, I've always admired Smash for not having any banned characters. It's kind of silly, to be honest, but I feel like having no one banned was a testament to the games and how they're a celebration of gaming. Every icon chosen to represent gaming in Smash Bros. Can be represented competitively, and to me, that was special. It was something that no one else had, and now we've lost a little bit of that specialness. We've lost a definitive part of what makes Smash Bros. Smash Bros. And I fear that there is no going back. While I hope with all of my heart that Nintendo will patch Smash one more time to fix this, I have my doubts. After all, if I know Sakurai, and more so Nintendo, Sakurai is probably reading an email from Nintendo right now asking him to lead the development of Smash 6 on the Switch successor. While no one is defending this tech, and many people, including myself, think it's too risky to allow Steve to stay legal, I just wish that Nintendo had patched this character before it was too late. That's all. Thank you all for watching, and remember, be kind to everyone in the community. It's a hard time right now, and it's gonna get worse before it gets better, so don't make things worse. Strive to make things better.